Hi, Mr. Voss. I'm Stardinkle. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make an infographic. But first, it's time for you to meet the audience members.
I'm Elena, and I'm her friend. I'm Sarah, I'm her peer.
I'm Hannah, I'm her friend. And that's Owen, and he's her friend too.
I'm Lindsay, and I'm also her friend.
So the first thing is to start off with is, what is an infographic? So do you guys have any ideas?
It's like a graphic that gives information.
Yeah. So the actual definition is, it's a visual image, like a chart or a diagram used to represent information or data. So you can find them in yearbooks, magazines, anywhere like that. So we make infographics to provide the reader with information. They're really eye-catching, and it also gets people involved in our school who really aren't involved in much. So we make infographics on Adobe Photoshop, and it's downloaded on all of our computers and laptops, because a lot of times in journalism class we get a little off topic and we usually don't get much work done, so the best way to get work done is at home. So ideas for infographics. Everybody struggles once in a while with coming up with ideas. So to get some inspiration, you could look at magazines, Pinterest, previous yearbooks, conferences, and YouTube videos. So the first step into designing an infographic is to come up with goals. So do you have any ideas? A good tip from me is to start off, once you have one, just to stick with it, because it's easy to switch up once in a while. And step 2 is to collect data. So you have to ask the people who you want to be in your infographic questions to fill out your surveys and charts. And then you have to start designing for the last step. And then the 4th step is to start the layout. You need to add a background, people, and start typing and rearranging to make sure everything stays consistent and looking good. The next step is to let your imagination run wild. Once you've come up with the base of your infographic, you need to start designing. So pick flattering fonts, make colors pop, and arrange shapes to make sure everything stays consistent. So now it's time to do the do's and the don'ts of an infographic. You need to keep everything simple and straight to the point. In this case, less is more. Also, make an infographic pop and don't be afraid to add color. Choose interesting fonts that pair nicely together, and make an infographic your infographic, because I think we've all seen what's in your bag a little too much. So the don'ts of an infographic is don't come up with an idea that everybody's seen, make it original and yours. Don't write a novel for your infographic, because trust me, the reader will get bored. And don't keep everything one color. Catch the reader's eye with colors. And don't clutter up the infographic with too many designs, because the reader will not know where to start. So now that I've taught you the do's and the don'ts, now it's your turn to pick which one's the good infographic and which one's the bad infographic. So does anybody have any ideas?
I'm gonna say the good one is the one on the left.
Yeah. That's because the one on the right is way too cluttered, and I'm confused just looking at it. So the next slide. Which one do we think is the good one, and which one do we think is the bad one?
One on the right.
Yeah. The one on the left is very bland with colors, and I'm very disinterested looking at it. Okay, so finally we're done with the infographic, so now we need to insert it onto your spread, which is the pages that you've made. So you need to save the infographic as a JPEG, and go into Adobe Illustrated, which is your spread, the pages that you're making. Click on the box you want to insert it in, and click Ctrl-D, and it'll pop up in your Files tab. And you can go through the files and find wherever you saved it, and double tap the image to insert it. Okay, thank you for listening. Have a nice day.